Boys, welcome. And today I got a really good tuning method. It's kind of updated, and this is going to be a way that you can kind of tune your cars to do whatever it is you want to do. So before we get into this, we got to get our hands on the car we want to tune. So I'll see you in a second. And I figure, you know what? It's got a lot of customizations. It's one of the harder cars to tune in the game. Let's just tune up a Supra. So I'm going to actually just grab the regular one, not Car Pass, just in case you don't have the Welcome Pack or Car Pass. So I'll see you boys once we've hopped into this bad boy. Oh, wait, we can put a livery on it? I know I used to say livery, but you got... Oh, let's put Smokies on. Yeah. Okay, well, now that you have your car and you have whatever design you want on it, you can head on over to Garage and Upgrades and Tuning, obviously. I like to go to the Car Mastery section first just to see if there's any like easy wheel spins or XP I can get. And then from there, this is actually going to be your most important part of the method. Go to other people's pre-made tuning setups. And what you're going to do is you're going to read the titles and you're going to look around for something that you're looking to make. In our case today, we want kind of like a race tune, good for racing, cornering, handling, maybe top speed, but not drifting. So if you were looking for drift, as you can see, Super Drift, there's a bunch of them up here. But for our sake, we're going to look for one that's like this, max grip. That looks exactly like what we're hoping for. So I'm going to actually install this. And if you have a brand new car, this works best with a brand new car, I should say, that you haven't tried to upgrade previously. And it's going to cost you money, but don't worry, because you're only going to have to pay this now. So I'm going to purchase this, throw this on. And now, as you can see, our car is upgraded, but we couldn't go and customize it if we wanted. So the good thing about putting this pre-made tune on is once we take it off now and we can upgrade, as you can see, we can see every single upgrade that person had put on prior because we now own them. So as you can see, the tires that he had put on for his car, we have put on for ours. It will say own. So this is a good way you can go through every single piece of this car. And as you can see, he had the wide body on and pretty much build it to be exactly like how the previous owner, the tune that you want to mimic, had it built, which is very cool. It makes this very easy for people. The wide body kit kind of looks a little silly, but we're gonna leave it on for the sake of the video. As you can see, he had the widest front and rear tires, which is smart. If I was making a grip tune, I would also. I don't know if I agree with his drag tires, but nonetheless, we're gonna keep it on and see what we can do. For transmission, he had 7-speed, which is perfect because my shifter only goes up to 7. I don't know, no one really talks about this method, and it's just super easy to learn how to tune stuff because it's all lined out what you should put on and what, like, I don't know, if you know nothing, lots of this stuff can be confusing. So it's kind of like getting guidance from someone that already knows what to be doing. Now, I don't know if I agree with his choice to not have the turbo on, but we will go with it for now, and we will put on all the upgrades that he has. And pretty much from this point, everyone's gonna have the same stuff. You just put all this to race spec. So as you can see, I'm choosing the bottom option, all this. So instead of wasting your time getting you to watch, I'm just gonna skip to when we've got everything on. And if you notice something's a little overpriced, chances are they had like a weird spoiler on something. Again, none of this stuff's really gonna affect your top speed a whole lot. For our sake, I think this spoiler looks a bit ridiculous, so I'm gonna leave it stock. And then same with the hood, I'm not really gonna touch that either. And as you can see, once we install the setup, it's gonna cost us a little bit of money because like cosmetic-wise, we changed it, but it's very cheap because pretty much everything we put on, he already had installed on the car. It's so unbelievably easy to tune cars exactly how you're hoping to with this method, but keep in mind, that's only the first half of the battle. Now, this is kind of where it's gonna get a little trickier for you. And I'm gonna try and cover best I can. Pretty much your gearing, if you're drifting rear wheel, it's just gonna look the exact same drift cars or speed. It doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna just stretch that out. The final drive, pretty much all you have to touch. Maybe I'll pull out a couple other gears. Did I put on the proper transmission? I gotta take a look, one sec. Okay, I thought I had installed this stuff, but for some reason it all came off. So now that we've put that back on, and we go over to our gearing, okay, that looks a little bit better for us. And pretty much the gearing's gonna work the exact same whether you are drifting or you're racing. Just stretch out the final drive just so it hits that back corner. All you need to do. It's not that complicated. You can overcomplicate it yourself. It's not going to make a difference in all honesty. Now, tire pressure is a little more important. This is a very high horsepower car, so it's very safe. Use 30 as a midpoint. Keep it below 30 if you got a lot of horsepower, even if you're drifting. And then I normally set my rear about 2 to 3 psi below my front. You're just going to have to play around with that, but it's also not too important. Just use 30 as your baseline. Not a lot of horsepower. Go above 30. Lots of horsepower. Sit just below. Alignment, if you were going to be drifting, it's safe to put your camber all the way negative in the front and rear. And then I generally mess around with the toe if I'm drifting, but no more than like a 2 or 3 in the front or a 1 or 2 in the rear. That doesn't need to be played with. Caster can be all the way 7. I'm not going to touch it though because we are going for a race tune. That's only for drifting. Anti-roll, you never have to worry about that. Springs, this is actually set when we're doing the upgrades in the auto show, so you don't have to worry about this stuff if you choose the race or the drift differential or the suspension. This is all going to be dealt with for you, so don't worry about touching that or the damping. Aerodynamics, this just comes down to like what splitter or diffuser or wing you have on your car. If you put one of those on, that's a Forza version, you're going to be able to adjust it. Left is faster, but right is better acceleration or like more downforce, so you can corner better. Since we are making a racing tune, I am going to set it towards cornering here. Brakes, I'm going to have those people in the comments saying, oh, what? Brakes are so important. Liars, they're not. I would sweep you, and I've never touched brakes in my life. Don't worry about it. It's just gonna overcomplicate it. Differential, this is pretty important. I generally lock my front and rear differential because I go for top speeds. I'm gonna do it just for the sake of our racing tune here. And then with your, I don't know what to call this, your center balance, generally 60 to 70% when you're racing top speed. Drifting, again, you're gonna want the car rear wheel drive, so pretty much just lock your differential and you're done. Locking just means setting the acceleration to 100. That was me overcomplicating it, but this tune seems pretty much good, so I'm gonna install it and we're just gonna quickly give it a try. But that's tuning. It's not as hard as so many people make it out to be. And with installing the setup for what you want from this list right here, it just makes tuning so much easier. And I don't know why it's not talked about by more people, but yeah, lots of these tunes are gonna be pretty good. So install any one of them. Anyway, boys, if this helped you at all, this tutorial, let me know down below. This was a blast. I like making this instructional type content, but as always, we will see you tomorrow. I'm out. Peace.